all of my picks for week 1 of the 2023 NFL season. As you see, I have my check marks up here. The check marks doesn't mean that's who I got correctly. That's just who I'm picking. Clearly, I got the Kansas City Chiefs wrong. So I'm 0-1 as we head into the week. As I have it laid out here, it might not be specifically like it is on the schedule, but here we go. Panthers at Falcons. The Falcons are favored by 3.5. The over-under is 39.5. Atlanta outmatches Carolina really in every department besides quarterback and coach. It's the two most important ones in the game, obviously, but they do have a rookie quarterback in Bryce Young. And, Carolina has that rookie quarterback in Bryce Young, and then Frank Reich is a solid head coach, but he is with a new squad. Atlanta's home, though. They got that revamped defense. They need to click week 1 against Bryce Young, and I'm unsure if it will since it's a very new squad, but I believe in it at least for this week. I'm going to take the Falcons with a win, 21-20. Texans at Ravens. Ravens have the biggest favorite of the week, -10. So the Texans are underdogs. This is probably the lock of the week. Baltimore's heavy favorites of the weekend. They are the heaviest favorites of the weekend. They average 28 points per game when Lamar Jackson plays, and he is healthy. They got that new revamped offense with Zay Flowers, OBJ, Todd Monken came in. Hopefully the running back room is healthy, and they are ready to light it up. And I think Houston could struggle against this offense really as it goes into things, although I'll look for Will Anderson to shine and hopefully CJ Stroud have some plays against an elite Ravens defense, but it might not be too pretty. I think the Ravens are going to win comfortably, and Lamar could really start his MVP case early on. Give me the Ravens 28-10. My upset of the weekend, Cincinnati Bengals are favored by 2.5 on the road at the Cleveland Browns. Joe Burrow did say that he is good to go in week 1. We heard about the calf injury. He was day-to-day. There was no preseason play for him, and we knew he threw 4 picks last year in the opener. Last time he did that, all the hype is around Cincinnati. We absolutely know that. But Joe Burrow's 1-4 against the Cleveland Browns in his career. The Browns clearly just have his number. But he's good for 295 yards and 2 touchdowns against them per his average. I'm buying the Browns this season. I got them winning the NFC North. That's not a hot take. Deshaun Watson will return to form with a loaded offense, a balanced roster on the defensive side of the ball. They put up 21 points per game last year with Deshaun Watson only playing 6 games. On the year, 21 points per game for the Browns. Kevin Stefanski dealt with a lightning in a bottle Baker Mayfield, who then returned to form. Deshaun Watson's elite, and that's why I believe in this team. I really smell a shootout here, and the league sees the Browns that they can hang with, and in some cases, beat the best teams in the NFL. Give me the Browns with the upset of the weekend at home, 28-24, in an amazing game. We got the Jaguars on the road at the Indianapolis Colts. The Jags are favored by 5. Anthony Richardson's NFL debut against some great coaching, against a solid defense, and I'm really excited to watch him in some live regular season reps here. I expect a decent game from him with Shane Steichen's debut as well. We know Shane Steichen had his hands on Jalen Hurts. We know he had his hands on, obviously, Justin Herbert as well. We see what both of those players have turned into. You got Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson on the road opening up the year. I can see this offense putting up big points against a recovering Colts defense. Going to take the Jags in a good game early, but I think they'll put it away midway through the third. Give me the Jaguars 28-17. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are favored by 6 points, almost a touchdown at home, 45.5-point spread, one of the biggest lines of the weekend. Baker Mayfield's debut on the road against a Brian Flores-led defense does not feel good to me, especially with Todd Bowles being at the helm. And I like the Bucs offense somewhat, but Mike Evans could be heading out of the door this year if there's no deal. We know that he wants a new deal by week 1. You got Kirk Cousins at home. He could have his vintage Kirk Cousins game, but really this Bucs defense is still very good. They're going against Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, and even more guys, obviously Alexander Madison. You wish Dalvin Cook could be there. I think this is a battle of defenses here with the superior offense in the Minnesota Vikings taking it home 28-20. Whew. Y'all, I'm going to tell you, if you do a solo podcast, make sure to have your water ready. Shoo. I'm out here spitting game, fellas. All right. San Francisco 49ers. Favored by 2.5 points on the road at the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of people are hype about this game as well. You got Brock Purdy and his powerhouse team tested early against the 10th best defense last season in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brock Purdy is healthy coming off of that surgery. He's solely in the QB1 role. He's got CMC, Kittle, Debo, Bosa just got paid, so he's comfortable. This could be a big-time game for Brock Purdy in terms of performance, and it will be a big-time game for him as the QB1 to open up the season to see how he actually performs. Of course, I took the Saints. Wesley, that's my team, bro. What'd you expect? He's fed. Oh no, the Titans are going to win. Okay, so we'll get to that game. We'll get to that game in a second. I'm actually not going to super review the Tennessee Titans at Saints here. I will give you my pick, but in the Who Dat corner later, incentivizing you to watch to the end of the show, I'll give you my breakdown on the New Orleans Saints and the Tennessee Titans. But yes, this could be a big time game for Brock Purdy as the Niners do face the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Kenny Pickett could really be uncomfortable in his first game at home, but you do have the blessings of George Pickens, the best tight end in the draft, I thought, in Darnell Washington. They're going to be on full display, hopefully, but against the best defensive team from last season. This is a big time defensive game incoming. I think plenty of Patrick Peterson and TJ Watt, Nick Bosa, and Fred Warner. I think the Niners are going to win a stalemate here. Pittsburgh could upset, but give me the Niners 17-14, taking way under on the over-under there. We got the Cardinals at the Washington Commanders. The Commanders are at home. They're favored by an entire touchdown. And Arizona just named Josh Dobbs their starter, who has 436 career yards, sub 60% completion, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and he was a free agent for 2 of his most recent seasons. So I don't really expect much from this team this year or this game. You have Jonathan Gannon, who is a rookie defensive head coach, debuting against Eric Bieniemy and Ron Rivera with that amazing defense. Now, Washington does get to flaunt Eric Bieniemy's strengths early on and possibly him have a heyday against this horrible Arizona Cardinals team. Second worst defense in the NFL last year. It could be the Sam Howell and the Scary Terry show. Give me Washington at home comfortably, 31-10. Take the slight over there. We got the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears. Chicago is favored by 1 at home. The Jordan Love era has officially begun. They're going to be playing that revamped Bears defense, who was the worst in the NFL last season. And really, I don't expect much from the Packers this year. Notice how the Bears are favored at home in a pick'em game. I think it's going to be a cookie cutter game from Green Bay. They're going to keep Jordan Love pretty safe in this one. But Justin Fields is going to begin that journey to make that year in Leap 3, and he might be tested against this Green Bay defense, I tell you. DJ Moore is going to have plenty of those targets from Justin Fields. He's finally going to have that number 1 option. Of course, we know that he had Allen Robinson, and that's a sad fall off to see there. It truly is, of Allen Robinson as a receiver ever since he left Chicago. But I think we're going to see a lot of DJ Moore on Jair Alexander. I think we can look for some Roschon Johnson action possibly coming out of the backfield for the Chicago Bears. Give me the Bears in a nice divisional game by a touchdown, 24-17. We got the Raiders at the Broncos. Vegas is clearly still sleeping on the Broncos. They're only favored by a field goal, 0.5 at home against a Raiders team that I don't expect to be very good this year. Jimmy G, again, he luckily received Josh Jacobs back, has Michael Mayer and Devontae Adams, but not the defensive culture or great head coaching like he did in San Francisco on the road to open it up as well. And Sean Payton, we believe, as I've been saying for the Denver Broncos, Russ gets a nice opening game at home against a bad Raiders team. And the world is slowly, I think, going to lean back into Russell Wilson after this, when I can see the Broncos defense really exposing this Raiders offense. And the offense can score pretty frequently in terms of the Broncos. I think the Broncos are going to win comfortably at home, 28-17. The Dolphins at the Chargers, this could be a nice shootout. I think this is the highest line of the week at 51. Battle of 2 good quarterbacks here. 2 is apparently 100% healthy. And he's going to be with, obviously, he's with one of the best offensive rosters. Replying to Charlie Gonzalez, why no love for them Cowboys, my man? We'll get there. I'll incentivize you to watch to the end about the picks, because that pick is coming up in 3 picks. You probably thought I was going to say 3, 2, 1. Gotcha. But like I said, 2 is 100% healthy with one of the best offensive rosters. I don't like the Miami offensive line currently. Tua needs to stay upright. They got to keep Teron Armstead healthy. We know they have all the offensive speed and the firepower. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane. I wish Jalen Ramsey was going to be here for this more than likely incoming shootout. Justin Herbert and company at home, coming off a horrible playoff loss, and they're healthy, at least for now. And we know the offense is elite. We've been known that about the Chargers, but I want to see the defense that's on paper actually perform in real life. Chargers defense, I think, decides the shootout of the weekend. Give me the Chargers in a great one, 31-27. Take the over. Eagles at Patriots. This is a slim line. I know that the Eagles are on the road, so that's probably why they're not favored by as much. Eagles are favored by 4 on the road against the Patriots. Jalen Hurts is on his revenge tour. You do have some roster turnover here with the Eagles, but the draft was very elite for them. And I've got this team repping the NFC in the Super Bowl, being on the road against this Patriots defense really could stifle some things, but the Philly defense, I think, is going to match up very well. And Mac Jones does have some guys on his team now. Juju Smith-Schuster, Zeke, Devontae Parker, Ramondre Stevenson. Of course, this offense maybe could make a little noise this season, and that Patriots defense is intact. It's always going to be intact, but I don't trust the offense right now. I really don't. I think the offense for the Eagles is going to be too much for the defense of New England. Give me the Eagles on the road by 10, score of 27-17. The Rams at the Seahawks. The Seahawks are favored by 5. Kind of a higher over-under as well at 46.5. Maybe not so much. Cooper Kupp has officially been ruled out, so essentially the entire Rams offense has been ruled out at this point. The Seahawks team has built up to something nice, I feel like, with their draft. Geno Smith, of course, hopefully returns to his form that he was last season. Pete Carroll hopefully can continue to be elite and get the win, and maybe an ugly one. Seahawks win 24-13, probably an ugly one for the Los Angeles Rams. Last 2 games here, Charlie Gonzalez. Are you the Charlie Gonzalez from my real estate brokerage? I'm pretty sure you are, my boy. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Let me pull your comment up here. Yeah, I think that's you, man. It's so small here on the screen. Yeah, that's my boy there. What's going on, Charlie? Appreciate you tapping into the show, man. Good to see you in the chat. All right, so I got the Cowboys. Here you go, Charlie. They're favored by 3.5 on the road against the New York Giants, and your Cowboys Super Bowl hype is already very, very high. What a damn shame that it's this high already. Maybe I'm more of a damn shame for believing in my Saints as much as I do, but don't the Cowboys do the same song and dance every year? I mean, let's just be real, right? We know the roster is loaded. They're on the road, but you got a newly built Giants team with Darren Waller, who unfortunately is questionable. No surprise there. Jalen Hyatt, they bring in Isaiah Simmons. Y'all already know how I feel about him and that defense. Deonte Banks, who they drafted. This Giants defense on paper has the potential to be like a Lions defense that is on paper, to be the potential that we know the Steelers are on paper, that we know the Ravens are on paper. Go look at this Giants defense. Wink Martindale's second year coming in. We know he had some of that toolage with the elite Ravens defenses over the last few years. But the Cowboys, they're a very balanced team. There's no doubt about that, right? We know the Cowboys are very, very balanced, and the Giants are newly assembled, and they're untested yet. But I feel something here about these Giants at home in a good divisional game. Your Cowboys won't lose bad, man. It'll be one of the best games of the weekend. Give me the Giants at home in a good divisional game, 27-24. And we've got the best game of the weekend save for last. Of course, you don't see the check over the Buffalo Bills. I'm in the bottom right of the graphic here, which means by default, I'm going to take those New York Jets. The Bills are on the road, favored by 2.5. Monday Night Football, waiting all day for Sunday night. Psych. We're waiting all day for Monday Night Football. Game of the week. No shock. It's the final one on Monday Night Football. Again, Josh Allen and his Bills take on the brand new New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers, who are number 4 in my power rankings, just ahead of those Buffalo Bills. I love the defense of the Jets. I love the control that Aaron Rodgers has had on Hard Knocks. I love how he looks so happy right now. He's meshing with these younger players. Randall Cobb is out there telling you, if you don't get it together, he won't throw the ball your way. So if you want to have some success this season, you have to heed what Aaron Rodgers is saying. And I'm not taking anything away from the Buffalo Bills, but I think we all know that the biggest story here out of this best game of the week is going to be Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. I had a tough time doing a score prediction on this one. The over-under is 46.5. Bills are favored by 2.5. I could see. I'm going to go Jets 28, Bills 21. I think the Jets defense is really going to be better here in this game. Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers are going to ball out. I do think Aaron Rodgers has the better game here as well. So my final picks for the week. Oh, and by the way, thank you, Charlie. He said, it's me, man. He said, boo, Eagles. Oh, I got a lot of love for the Eagles, man. You can't hate on them. I am picking the Saints, mainly because it's the week 1 game. I do believe we're better than the Titans. I just believe that Alvin Kamara not being there could possibly make us lose this game. I did have the Saints going 11-6, technically, actually, in my record predictions, them dropping this game, but I'm going to be a homer. I'm taking the New Orleans Saints here in this game. So I'm 0-1, of course, as the Chiefs lost last night. But give me the Falcons, Ravens, Browns, Jaguars, Vikings, my Saints, the Niners, the Commanders, the Bears, the Broncos, the Chargers, the Eagles, the Seahawks, the Giants, and those New York Jets with the bad man